We only roughly want to be selling 10% of the time.
20,000 people who could be possible clients compared to 7 million randomers.
Put out the top of funnel content on the short form platforms to get people onto your YouTube.
It varies between B2B and B2C.
Whenever I'm planning out content, I obviously think of it in like those three different aspects: top of funnel, tofu, mofu, bofu, as all the content gurus like to call it now.
And for the viewer watching, when you say top of funnel content, that obviously means content that's kind of more applicable to, like, maybe not everybody, but at least the widest possible target market that you can hit, the people that still might be interested in what it is you're talking about.
Yeah, as I said, just trying to get as many eyes on the page as possible. And then whenever we move through the funnel, like, you're really just trying to build trust and authority as we move. So like educational content really builds that trust. And then the least type of content I would say I would plan for clients would be the bottom of funnel.
The direct sales kind of content.
Yeah. And I feel like it has to be posted every now and then. Have you ever seen the guy from Ballymena, Grindstone Foundation?
He's fantastic, man.
The viewers watching might not know Grindstone from Ballymena.
See if you don't know him, right? He's a 55-year-old geezer who's ripped to death, bruv. He is hench as a motherfucker. Plus, I only found out recently, I was listening to something, maybe it was a clip somewhere. He used to play for Chelsea or came through like Chelsea's academy when he was younger or something.
He posted a video yesterday and it was like, right, just to let you all know, I do sell coaching programs. And it was like, whoa, this is the first video I've ever seen him post. And he goes, I'm not posting again like this for 6 months because I hate posting salesy videos. And he literally said it. Like, that's what it is. It's not like as fun. But I think a good way to think about it is for Instagram, you can have like your 3 pinned posts. I'm sure we all know this. One could be your offer, one could be a client testimonial, and one could be your personal story if it's personal brand. Those are the 3 best ones in my opinion. And having those pinned as like salesy videos, not super salesy, but obviously your offer is salesy. Like, whenever someone clicks on your page, that's always going to be the first like video they click on, if you know what I mean. One of my mates, a guy called Old McGinn, you might have seen him, he lies on the floor.
Yeah, I've seen him lie on the floor 200 times.
I used to wonder, I used to wonder why he had like a 20,000 view video posted.
I used to wonder why he lied on the floor.
Yeah, so I still wonder. Like, I still ask him. And
but again, man, someone who smashed one, and like, that's not even a content format. That's just doing something fucking ridiculous, man. And he's just smashed out the park. I seen recently he has over 100,000 followers on Instagram or something.
Over 200 now. Yeah, no, once you find a winning format, like that's when you go all in, like that. But you have to find that outlier thing that just works.
And that's obviously completely top of funnel because that's nuts and nothing to do with the guy. Well, not nothing to do with the guy sales, because this is a good example. Like, he's like a confidence kind of guy, would you say? Like, that's I don't know what his actual offer is, but like
it's a coaching offer, but yeah, he likes to think of it as like more confidence and yeah, more about like building yourself up rather than just like your aesthetic body or whatever. But yeah, no, his like 20k view video that he had posted was his offer and his client testimonials and stuff. And I was like, why does he have that pinned? And obviously that's 20,000 people who could be possible clients compared to 7 million randomers watching them live on the floor. So it's so important to still post.
So Alex, going back to the kind of breakdown of the top of funnel, middle of funnel, and the bottom of funnel, the more salesy stuff, if you were just giving someone generic recommendations, everyone's going to be different. But obviously in the business niche, anyone that's selling like a high ticket offer or some kind of like agency service or coaching program, what would you advise the breakdown? Because obviously, like, these people, the only reason, well, maybe not the only reason, but very heavily the main reason they're creating this content is they sign clients. So they might be thinking, right, my plan is to sell, should I not make loads of niche content here? But then obviously the top of funnel, that's who we're selling to, so we need to get them in. What's the breakdown here?
I'd probably say like around like a 50-40-10 ratio. Top of funnel model.
So we only want, and I want to be clear on that, we only roughly want to be selling 10% of the time direct.
Yeah, and if anything, I would say at most, because you can get to a point where you're hurting the brand nearly.
If every time I see your face come up on my phone, you're trying to sell me something, I'm never going to buy from you.
How often? Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant me, like personally me.
No, sorry. If every time I see one's face come up on my phone,
every time Alex comes up my phone, he's trying to sell me something.
Don't come at me, like. I'm just trying to tell you, I'm yeah, and something else I wanted to touch on with the funnel strategy was like, have you ever heard of they use it more in ads on advertising, but obviously with the still as the type of advertising, like the stages of awareness.
Oh yeah. I can't remember them off by heart, but I'm aware that it's a thing. Like,
Yeah, so trying to listen, like you've got unaware, which would be top of funnel. Well, you can split them up: unaware, problem aware, all top of funnel, solution aware, product aware, middle of funnel, and then completely aware your bottom of funnel stuff. And I think thinking about if you can reverse engineer your content to think about like your ideal client like that in those awareness stages can really help like to plan and ideate your content.
Now, obviously, us and YouTube, it's a little bit different in that there's an intention behind the click. People choose to watch a YouTube video through the title and thumbnail as opposed to short form where it's kind of given to you. Now, in saying that, like, we're definitely swaying more towards getting some top of funnel content in. But I still, like, it definitely wouldn't be as high as even 50%. I would say, like, on YouTube, you kind of only really want maybe like 30% of the content to be top of funnel, really. That's not saying it's not important. And again, I'm not saying that it's not even part of the whole wider strategy, because I would be saying, right, make 30% of your YouTube content top of funnel, but I'm also implying that you're bringing traffic in from Instagram, from TikTok, from elsewhere, where you are putting out the heavy top of funnel content. Put out the top of funnel content on the short form platforms to get people onto your YouTube. You've kind of already got them there at that point where you can maybe, like, say even 20% of your videos could be direct sales videos. Now, you can do it in the best way possible. Like, case studies are the perfect example, where you've got a 15-minute conversation with your client where it's like the most bottom of funnel video possible. It's direct sales video, but you try and do it in a way where it's at least conversational. You're at least getting some kind of like storytelling aspect of it, where it's like, let's say you've scaled this guy's business from doing $10,000 a month to $50,000 a month. You can tell that story really well without it being, right, this is say this is a real like VSL nearly, like.
Really, the good thing about those types of videos as well is, even though it is a bottom of funnel, you almost package it as like if not top of funnel, definitely middle of funnel. Like, if you package it in a way where it's like, how Dos made $100,000 last month from his content agency.
Yeah,
like,
that's so clickable.
That's gonna attract people that are interested in content agency, so your bottom of funnel. But it's just gonna attract anyone who's like, oh, 100K a month, like, I want to do that. And then they watch that, and then you watch other videos on how to grow a content agency and so on and so forth. So YouTube, it's not as black and white as other types of content, in my opinion.
Whereas the top of funnel short form video was obviously very obvious, especially in the modern era.
I'm trying to think of off the top of my head, like bottom of funnel wise for YouTube, like that's tough. Like with Instagram, you can make like a bottom of funnel sales video easy enough, like telling people your offer. With
you
YouTube,
can just make a YouTube video that's like straight up just all traffic.
This is my service, link in bio. What I've seen before though with like YouTube, whenever you go into somebody's like homepage, like you click on their profile, you can have like a pinned post, can't you?
Well, you've got like a welcome video. I don't know,
yeah, welcome
post.
video. Yeah, welcome video. Is that something like people use to try and?
Not as much as you would think.
We normally do it to the full course video.
Yeah, I suppose, but like no one really has like a full VSL there. Well, I suppose free course is the best example, because at least then you've got a video that might be an hour long. You're getting loads of watch time on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good point. Yeah.
Well, one more thing I want to touch on in this topic as a whole is, I also think it varies between B2B and B2C. B2C, for example, you kind of have to assume that the average person needs to be told what to do. So they're not going to go out of their way to try and find your product or find your service or how they can work with you or whatever it is. You need to tell them, link in the description and I'll show you exactly how to do this yourself. Whereas B2B, if you're showing someone how to 10x their revenue by the end of the year or add 20 grand a month to their business by Q3 or whatever it is, they're business people, right? They're going to be like, okay, how do I do this? And they're going to look into it. They're going to click in your description, go on your landing page, what's your VSL, sign up for your lead magnet. They're going to do that anyway. They don't need to be told. That's not to say obviously don't have call to actions, because that would be stupid. But
yeah, but you're right. If someone, let's say in our case, if someone's capable of handing us $8,000 a month to run their content, they're well aware how to find us and put that proposal across, you know what I mean? Whereas a B2C customer, they do need to be let alone a funnel as such. And I suppose like back on the short form as well with the Instagram, it's like, right, that's where if you've got your page at least laid out properly, at least people who know, like, right, I actually want to use this guy's services. If your page is laid out where they can at least find out the information of your services, and maybe your bio has your landing page where they can find out more, people can put two and two together to the point where you don't need to baby someone along that path.
Yeah. In terms of the CTAs, I'd actually just love to hear your guys' opinions on this, especially for YouTube as well. What would you be doing CTAs to on YouTube?
Man, you've literally set me up to outro this video as well, because we have just changed, and this is high level shit, right? Because this we've just changed our lead magnet that we're going to give away. So like we made our 6-hour video course about YouTube. It's 50 videos, literally how to sign high ticket clients from YouTube. We've decided only in the last week or two to start giving that away for free. So top link in the description will be that. And they finish on your topic of why it is that. It came from Hormozy as well, where Hormozy was put a piece of content out recently in the last couple of weeks where he was like, anything that is scalable, give it away for free. Now, for me and Josh to run your YouTube content done for you for your business, that consumes loads of our time. We need to hire people to run the whole fulfillment side of things. We're very much involved in that process, right? Even if we've got a done with you consultant offer where we've got calls with you regularly enough, our time is still involved in that process, right? A video course I can give you for free. I've made it. It's done. You know what I mean? We can hand that out. Is everyone doing that? No, but I imagine people will start doing that, because that's really high level shit. As in, like, if you're talking about, right, if we're actually going to sign clients for done for you content services, who are we going to sign? The people that's watched maybe 1 or 2 of our YouTube videos, or the people that's literally studied our 6-hour course and therefore is maybe starting their YouTube channel from scratch based on the content that we've already given them for free? Maybe they sign a couple of clients from that content already and they're like, look, we used your free course, we've signed a couple of clients from YouTube, we're doing $20,000 a month directly from YouTube now. Then it's like, right, we want to work with you guys to take this to the next level, because we're at a point now where we kind of want to focus on our own business instead of doing the whole content thing. So that's how we think about it, and not only how we think about it, how we've actually acted upon that.
I think as well that that's obviously in an ideal world where everyone goes through the lead magnet and actually follows it, but the reality is 90% of people will not finish a course they pay for, let alone a course they got for free. And that applies to any lead magnet. And anything on YouTube. You could watch the most inspirational video, like, I'm going to change my life tomorrow. See, by the time you've woke up in the morning, you forgot about it and you don't do anything. See the 10% of people that do actually do something, you were never going to sign them as a client anyway. But amongst that 90% of people that didn't actually finish the lead magnet or implement what you gave away for free or whatever it was, there'll be a percentage of them that still appreciate it enough or got through it enough where they're like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about, I trust him.
Plus, and it's like, you never know, like, right, they might watch your video course and like they might not do anything with it for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, but whenever they're ready at a time in their business or their content journey or whatever it is, they'll be like, right, I'm going to get an agency involved, I'm going to take this serious. Or no matter what, like, it might not be a content agency, maybe you run an email marketing agency and you give away an email marketing video course, and that's like, right, everyone, like, people are doing email marketing in the way you've taught them, so whenever they're ready to actually outsource that or pay anyone, they're not going to just go with someone random, or like they're not likely to go with someone random. They're likely to go with a guy from 18 months ago that they remember that taught them loads of stuff.
I think that goes back as well to someone we've learned a lot from, Ty Frankel, and his like friendly helper approach that he's taken on LinkedIn, and we've kind of implemented across the board. But it is essentially that if I can help you as much as possible, you're never signing with anyone that isn't me.
So you are giving a massive course away that's worth like
10 grand. It's worth 10 grand, by the way.
It's literally worth 10 grand for free. Like, what do you think about the topic of like not giving out too much value compared to opening the gates and just giving everything, you know, everything you've learned in content?
The way I would look at that would be, let's say I'm going to buy something or sign up for a service. There's this guy who's giving me as much as he knows for free, or there's this guy who's giving me basic advice that I saw on YouTube 10 years ago. Who am I going to go for?
And the thing is, it's actually deeper than that, because it's probably the guy that's given the basic advice, you'll never even come across him in the first place, that have an alternative to make the decision with. It'll be, this is the only guy I'm seeing because this is a guy pushing it out. I just have to go with him.
And like I said a minute ago, 90% of people, you could give them the golden gates to make $10 million tomorrow and don't do anything with it.
I suppose with that, like, giving away a course as big as that is nearly like a qualifying call, but it's not a call, it's like a course. You know, the people that are coming through the other side are ones that are actually like in it.
They're very, very hot leads at that point. As in, like, if you're booking a sales call, for example, from someone who's already watched your video course, you're there to talk about finer details. It's not so much a discovery kind of thing.